I'm in Dallas. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am in the Big D, Dallas, Texas, home of Jerry World, domestic abuse, and the sweet, sweet barbecue, baby. Yes, and we're here talking about week 3. I'm going to go over the matchups real quick while I am out on the road. And let's talk about some exciting things. Nick Shook is 2-0. And also, Mick Martin's 2-0, and his number 1 pick, Le'Veon Bell, has still yet to touch the field. Unbelievable action. I tell you what, it looks like he's for real. Although I think Nick Shook's 2-0 start's about as phony as a Kavanaugh rape allegation. But anyways, let's go over to the matchup with JD, myself, the commish versus Jason Servos. And lo and behold, this is the commish's worst start in LEG history. I've never started 0-2. And unfortunately, I think that's going to continue this week to 0-3. I think David Johnson's going to have a big game for Mr. Servos. Deshaun Watson versus Garoppolo. Here's the matchup I'm looking at. If one of those players has a big game, neither of them have had one yet. Both have been disappointments. I think that'll be the difference maker. And also in the flex, look for Robert Woods and Chris Hogan. I think those are your 2 key matchups at the quarterback and the flex, but I think Servos is going to win this one easily, 160-1. What is the world coming to? David Plow and Mick Barton are both undefeated at 2-0. But guess what, Mickey boy? Your luck runs out. You're going to miss Le'Veon Bell this week. Patrick Mahomes is red hot, and that's who Plow's got starting. I think it comes down to Patrick Mahomes' big game. But also, I think all the wide receivers are pretty even on both sides. I think it's the running backs here. So Mick has Jordy Howard and Isaiah Crowell. Oh, that's great. Versus Plow's Delvin Cook. Giovanni Bernard, who's taking over from Joe Mixon because he's hurt. I'm still giving Plow the edge in this one. I think Plow's going to stay undefeated and move on to 3-0 against Mickey's Sue Legit to Quit.
Why don't you give it to him one more time?
Lobby, the defending champ, he came back down to earth after that huge first week. He's taking on Alan Nesson, the other runner-up. This is a rematch of last year's championship. As you recall, obviously, Abby beat Allen. So I'm thinking the opposite this week. No, just kidding. Abby's going to win again this week. I'm looking at the lineups here. First of all, Allen, look at the quarterback situation here. Matt Stafford or Marcus Mariota. First of all, Mariota's hurt. Matt Stafford's throwing picks like crazy. I think it's going to come down to Abby's play there at the tight end for Rob Gronkowski against the Detroit Lions and Matt Stafford. I think he's going to have a huge game, as well as Emmanuel Sanders. But if Allen can get another solid performance out of Melvin Gordon, it's going to be close. Still, not close enough. For the second game in a row, Abby will beat Allen Nesson this week. Mark it, it's my lock of the week. All right, here's my upset pick. I can't believe this is an upset. I am taking Dave McCready over 2-0 Nick Shook. And here's why. I know he's got the Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown thing going on, but Antonio Brown, boy, that team's a dumpster fire. Now he's on his 1 foot out the door, and Ben Roethlisberger's just sitting there looking stupid, looking for some girl to rape in a bathroom. I like McCready to win this one, although he doesn't really have any great options there, especially at receiver, Pierre Garcon. I mean, he does have Todd Gurley. I think Gurley's going to have a good game against the Chargers. And but Alf Morris there for San Francisco, not sure about that. He's running Pierre Garcon and Alfred Morris. And look, as a 49er fan, trust me, that's a bad decision. But on Nick's side, Amari Cooper, is Derek Carr going to actually play like he wants to? And is Fitzmagic going to throw to Mike Evans or Deshaun Jackson? Hopefully for Nick, it's going to be Mike Evans. I don't think it's going to happen again. So I like McCready to win this one. In the upset pick, I'm going to take him 160 to 158. Here's a great battle. Oh my gosh, this is going to be such a close matchup here. Watch this one carefully. It is Joe Murdoch, 0-2, versus Dan Nickel. And I'm going to give the edge to Danny Boy again. This is also another great matchup between two titans in the league. And it just doesn't look too good for Joe. You know, really it comes down to Washington running backs here. Dan's got Chris Thompson, and Joe has Adrian Peterson. Who's going to get the most points there? Also, I think really it's the tight end. I think Travis Kelce's going to have a huge game against the Niners, as opposed to Jack Doyle, who's now being exposed for the fraud that he is and can't catch. It's all about Eric Ebron there in Indianapolis. So, sorry, Joe. I think you're going to join me at 0-3. As I'm picking Dan this week, 159-156 in a close one. All right, the final matchup here, rookie sensation Austin Stoll, 1-1, taking on the returning John Dahlgren back to Facebook. Welcome, John. How are you? Now, look who picked up old Fitzmagic, and John's going to hope that Fitzmagic continues. I think it does this week. I'm looking for Dahlgren to beat Austin this week, but the magic will run out because this is what Ryan Fitzpatrick does. So enjoy this game or two, tops, from Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think he has another big game. I also like your receivers there, John. I like ODB and Michael Thomas to have good games this week, even though A.J. Green has found the fountain of youth. And Stephon Diggs is set to have a big game. It really comes down to quarterback play. And he does have Drew Brees. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. I think that Austin wins this week. I'm taking Austin to win over Dahlgren. I just like the QB and the two receivers better on that side. I talked myself out of it as Fitzmagic it's bound to fail, and it could against... No, wait. They're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. The defense is garbage. The whole team is on... It's a dumpster fire. I'm taking John Dahlgren. There we go. Dahlgren over Austin Stoll. He's going to win. Now, it's going to be a low-scoring, ugly game, even though there's a lot of star players in this one. I think it's going to come down to whoever gets 150 points first. And that's going to be John. Oh, look at that. We're out of time. I will see you all next week as I broadcast live from New Orleans.